Welcome back to Gilded Gaming and Final Fantasy 14. Fun keeps on coming tonight. So we are now a Gunbreaker. Should probably change our title, huh? Instead of that Dark Knight title on. Is there a Gunbreaker equivalent? I don't even know. This one tells you. How do you get this? Oh, I thought I want this one. See this one. Complete 50 high-level duties as a Dark Knight. Okay. So we've got to do a bunch of duties, probably. Thank you. Thankless job. Here's a Gunbreaker one. 100 dungeons, level 61 and above. This one gives the title of Unyielding Guild. 500 dungeons, holy crap. Anyways, alright, let's see what titles we got. For the Horde. It's Sky Pirate, I guess. Sure, we'll be a Sky Pirate for a little bit. Sky Pirate, Elheim Gilded Star. All right. Well, while we're waiting for Nova to come back, maybe I should go ahead and start 3.4. Huh? Itinerant Moogle. Okay. We'll do some more Gunbreaker. Alright. Let's see. We need to get over to where? Okay. A new day dawns in Ishgard, and House Fortemp's Knights has tidings for you. Alright. 3.4, here we go. Mistress Gilded, you are coming at a most excellent time. An invitation from a truly preeminent personage is delivered to the manor but a short while ago. Would that you had been present to receive it, but in any event. Sir Emmerich de Borel, Lord Speaker of the House of Lords, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, and Viscount of House Borel, cordially invites Mistress Gilded to dine with him at his estate. Okay. You seem surprised. The messenger assured me that his lord had broached the subject with you at an earlier date, when the arrangements for the peace conference were still being finalized. Of course, the intervening moons afforded little opportunity for leisure, but with the happy advent of peace, 'tis plain the Lord Commander sees no further cause to delay. What say you? There's an event going on. We're doing some old content, get you currency to trade to the Moogle for rare mounts and glams. Cool. Let's do it. Indeed, who would not? You will forgive me if I see envious. I shall send word of your acceptance to Borel Manor at once. When you are ready, pray report to the Astrologicum. There will have someone to escort you the rest of the way. Okay. House Boral Stewart. Greetings and well met, Mistress Gilded. I have the honor and privilege to serve as the head steward of House Borel, though admittedly our staff is somewhat smaller than those of other noble families, being countable on one hand. My lord will be overjoyed to hear that you have accepted his invitation. As you will soon see, we have spared no expense. I dare say a woman of action such as yourself enjoys nary a moment's respite. Aye, the battlefield beckons even now, I'm sure, but for this day we bid you lay down your burdens and raise a glass to peace and prosperity. Okay, just having dinner with Amric. Where's this going? All right. Why are we the only ones here? Is this his date?
To think the Moogles would prove such harsh taskmasters. Forgive me. I did not know you had suffered so in your quest for the horn. I must say, your spirited accounts always come as a welcome change from the arid reports which fill my days.
Okay. What is going on? Like, it was like, okay, this is happening.
Though I have lived in these lands my entire life, to hear you speak of them, there is much and more I have yet to see. Truly, yours was a marvelous journey.
Why not join me on the next? They don't trust drinks anymore. For good reason.
Well, truth be told, when I think back on the sweeping vistas of the churning mists, I do feel some slight pangs of wanderlust. Alas, much as I would like to accept your invitation, I fear my present duties with the House of Lords demand my undivided attention. Someday, perhaps.
Indeed.
By your deeds, you have helped us to lay the foundation for lasting reform. The formation of the Republic is but the beginning, for it is not only our system of governance which must needs change. We, the people, must learn to let go of our hatreds and rise above our bloody past. I only pray that I live long enough to see us achieve some measure of success, that I might know the lost did not die in vain. I can still see you there on the steps of faith, striding fearlessly towards the worm. If you could do that, who are we to balk at the challenges ahead? The question of how best to strengthen ties with the other great nations of Eorzea has been debated at length in the Lords and Commons of late. As you may imagine, maintaining stability during this period of historic upheaval is our paramount concern. Nevertheless, we are greatly indebted to the Alliance for their support during the Grand Melee, and it would be remiss of us not to repay their faith in kind. Of course, we owe you the greatest debt of all, and it is my hope that in extending our support to you and the Scions, we might also express our gratitude to our neighbors, nay, our fellow Eorzeans, whom we pray you will continue to protect. The Lords and Commons agree on very little, but not a soul in either house begrudges your order this offer of patronage. For all you have done and will do, we thank you.
Okay. Gunbreaker's pretty cool. Welcome back, Nova. Let me know when you're ready and we'll get started trying to do Warring Triad. Is Warring Triad essentially like 3 trials?
May I ask a personal question?
Like against each of the triad?
Now that the dust has settled...
So it should go by pretty quickly,
do?
I'm guessing.
Not as a scion, I mean, but... what do you want for yourself?
Lord Commander, pray forgive the interruption.
News from House Fulton?
An urgent message for the Warrior of Light. I was instructed to deliver it without delay.
Do it.
Master Thancred returned to the manor a short time ago, bearing an injured maiden. Master Leveilleur and Mistress Tataru are tending to her wounds, but they like not her chances. Respectfully, my lord, they have requested the Warrior of Light's immediate presence.
You must go to them, my friend, and I shall go with you.
For every ending marks a new beginning.
Who's the injured person? Ida?
From tragedy and sacrifice, we rise to greet a new dawn, as did she. Only to be drawn unto another battlefield, another cause, as if by fate.
Okay. Alize, right. Shit.
Yes.
I forgot she was watching the Warrior's Darkness.
Is that...
Alize, Alphino's twin sister. She ran afoul of the Warriors of Darkness. I had been tracking them since the ceremony at Falcon's Nest. Little did I know I was not the only one. Evident, I rescued her in the Heavensward, and together we fled north. But though I made every effort to cover our tracks, they caught up with us on the Ishgardian border. And in the ensuing struggle, Alize took an arrow to the shoulder. 'Twas only after we had made good our escape that I realized it was poisoned.
Thank you for coming so quickly. And you, Sir Emmerich.
Think nothing of it. How is she?
We have done all we can for now. Although the immediate danger has passed, the poison yet lingers in her blood. We came to Eorzea together, hoping to bring salvation to the realm our grandfather gave his life to protect. But when confronted with the bitter realities of its politics and its petty powermongers, she was driven to anger and to doubt. She refused to become embroiled in what she termed Eorzea's squabbles and distance herself from the Scions. Though she remained hopeful of a brighter future, she would walk her own path. Would that it had not been so perilous. For all our differences, she's as dedicated as any Scion to the salvation of Eorzea. But more than that, she is my sister. To be reunited with her, only to lose her forever. Gods, even to speak the words.
Take heart, Master Alphino. She will be attended by our most skilled chirurgeons. Bear Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary at once. Apprise Captain Whitecape of the situation, and inform him that she is to be treated as my personal charge.
Alphino, is the Warrior of Light, is she with you? Don't go, there is something I must say.
So far, I only hinted what the next expansion is about, is the Warriors of Darkness.
The Warriors of Darkness are in league with the Ascians. Slaughtering the Primals is but the first step in their plan. They make for Zelphatol to bring about Garuda's summoning and to kill her. You must stop them.
I shall inform the others at once.
Master Thancred, I would ask that you accompany Mistress Leveilleur to the infirmary. Your knowledge of her injuries may well prove useful in determining her treatment.
Of course.
I wonder how killing the Primals helps them. They're getting something from that. Okay. Surely they won't let her. Yes, I know. We must trust in what Captain Whitecape and his chirurgeons. They did not bring Estinian back from the very brink. Did they not bring Estinian back from the very brink of death? I am uncomfortably reminded of how he mocked me for praying at his bedside for days on end. What say you, my friend? Shall we turn our attention to the matter of whose conclusion we have yet to have the power? We may yet have the power to influence. Absolutely. All right. No rest for the wicked, huh? So the Warriors of Darkness and the Ascians are conspiring to bring about Garuda's summoning. They might put her to the sword. Then when we first encountered them in Loth Astnath, were they there when they were confronting Ravana? Gods, has this been their aim all along? What do you intend to do, Master Alphino? There is much and more I do not understand, but I know this. A primal summoning cannot be ignored. Alize risked her life to uncover this plot, and we squander her gift at our peril. Elheim, will you accompany me to Zelphatol and help me stop the Ixal's ritual? Given that Ishgard shares the border with the Ixali homeland, we have a vested interest in the outcome of this ritual. We have been willing to suffer the Beastman's intrusions into Korthan lands to a point, but the summoning of our primal is an escalation we cannot abide. You shall have our fastest airship, Master Alphino. The mountains of Zelphatol are not easily traversed, and this endeavor demands all haste. The gesture is most appreciated, Sir Amric, but I fear an aerial approach is destined to fail. This is their homeland after all, and the Ixali dirigibles are not to be underestimated. No, experience tells me that the only conceivable approach is by land. I believe it would be wiser to cross into Zelphatol by way of the mountain pass east of Camp Dragonhead. In that case, I shall send instructions for a contingent of the camp's knights Be placed at your disposal. They will secure your safe passage to the mountains and escort you thence to Zelphatal. Though my men are unqualified to confront a primal, they are more than capable of contending with the Ixal. You should be glad of their assistance, Lord Ubmont. Interesting. In the event Mistress Alizé regains consciousness, we shall share with you any additional information she may provide. May the Fury watch over and keep you safe. And let us be off. We can procure any additional supplies we require in the Camp Dragonhead. Right? Back to Camp Dragonhead. Have you everything you require then? Excellent. The entrance to the pass is north of Nautilon and due east of Camp Dragonhead. It is normally guarded by a score of Ixali warriors. I've been informed that Cal's 4 Temp Knights have already dispatched them. The enemy's gate lies open. We need but walk through. Okay. Mistress Gilded, Master Alphino, as you can see, the gate is ours. Be advised that our scouts are reporting increased activity around the first mountain. Simply put, they are up to something, and I don't want anyone interfering. And they don't want anyone interfering. We stand ready to escort you to Zelphatal and to aid you as you see fit. Given the numbers you are like to encounter, a two-pronged approach may be best. While the knights and I feign a larger attack to draw the Ixal's attention, I suggest you and yours attempt to slip past their defenses and locate the site of the summoning ritual. If the gods are good, you should only have to deal with a few patrols, but if they're not, you may be forced to do battle with the warriors of darkness. Zelphatal now accessible. Oh. Is this a dungeon? Is this a trial? What is this? It's a dungeon. Gotcha, so I'm at another dungeon. Well... Well, we either start Warring Triad or we start Zelphatal, I guess. They're both good. How long is Zelphatal? You want to knock that one out? Yeah. Let's try and tank Zelphatal, I guess. I'm guessing Nova's still eating for now. Judging by the fact he told us to go ahead and just do the primals without him. Yeah. Oh. I guess we just queue up. Yeah. Whoa. Controller's still vibrating over there. Dungeon boss music is more that song that he likes. Oh no, you hear Flapscore? Yeah, I think he might have left for now. AoE. My first time doing this dungeon and my first time tanking as a gunbreaker, so bear with me a little bit. Okay. Fourth guy. He's gone. Stand under the balloons when it floats around. Okay. Okay. And Gunbreaker's Gap Closer doesn't have as much range as the Dark Knights, I don't think. You can do it more often. Okay. Next box is a knockback. Don't get knocked back into the spikes. Yeah. I accidentally hit that button. Sorry. I just realized I was like, where'd my health go? Oh, wait, I did that, didn't I? Oh, that is a nasty ability. Dungeons go pretty fast in this game. At least old dungeons, I guess. Cool. Nifty little travel method there. we have here? Kind of exotic chief. Someone's gonna summon Garuda. Okay. Okay. Easy peasy. I like Gunbreaker. Gunbreaker's fun. I feel like I do a lot of damage as a Gunbreaker too. I don't know if they actually do that much more than Dark Knight, it just feels like it. Gunbreaker's more damage hotkeys? Yeah. I was really focused on my hotbars. Yeah. I was. Trying to learn all these abilities.
Thank the gods.
I didn't stack for any of the stack markers. I'm trying to learn the class, yeah. But you healed me anyways.
So they were unable to see the ritual to its completion. Then Garuda is no longer a threat, and whatever the Ascians and the Warriors of Darkness were planning has come to naught. But we should not tarry. The Knights have secured our path to safety.
Well, well. What do we have here? You'd better not have killed the Primal without us.
Look who it is.
You!
Wait, I know you. Still walking, I see. I could have sworn my aim was true.
Just what is your game? Leading us a long way so these fools could step in and claim our prize?
No. Let's not make hasty accusations. By the look of things, the ritual was proceeding as planned. We arrived at the appointed hour. 'Twas they who erred.
It is hopeless. We cannot face them all.
Do mine ears deceive? A boy! So that's the way of it. Twins! You had me worried for a moment there. Know that I will happily make it quicker for you, if you just stand still.
Enough, Jarumal. We wouldn't want to upset the man in white with any unnecessary bloodshed now, would we? You've been awfully busy since we were kind enough to spare your lives.
While you were idly consorting with the Ascians, you mean? 7 hells! What could you possibly hope to achieve?
Should I explain it to you? Very well. Consider it a reward of sorts for beating us here. You know the tale of Hydaelyn and Zodiac, I take it? Of the Great Sundering and the reflections it created?
Across 10 and 3 they were divided. Reflections of the source, each possessed of shards of light and dark.
Just so. One of those reflections, the one nearest to the source, is our home. And we were the heroes blessed with her light. But not all worlds hold light and dark in equal measure. In ours, the power of light was greater by far. So the Ascians, who once threatened our home, were no match. And they fell before us, one after another, till none were left. Victory, we thought.
So when they say that it split into like 13, are they literally saying that, like, are they talking about all the other previous Final Fantasy games? Is that what they're saying?
And then came the light. A flood of pure, blinding radiance, annihilating shadow and color and life itself. Ere long, it will consume our world, leaving naught in its wake but blank perfection.
But if that were true, which one would they be from?
Do you honestly expect us to believe such a story?
Or the light overpowers the dark so greatly it's going to destroy everything?
Believe what you like. But it has happened before, on a world far removed from ours. The 13th, which was swallowed by the dark and transformed into what you call the Void. Unchallenged light would condemn us to a similar fate. And so we joined hands with our former enemies, and with their aid came here, to the source. For there is but one way to restore the balance and save our home. The Ardor. Calamitous destruction with the power to break down the barriers between planes and see our worlds rejoined.
Well, assuming the entire world became darkness, so we now call it the Void, that would be more than just the World of Darkness from Crystal Tower. That would be like if the heroes, the Warriors of Light from Final Fantasy III never got rid of the darkness in the world. And the World of Dark and like Cloud of Darkness covered the entire world and they never stopped her. Or something, you know?
You would doom our world to save your own? What would even become of us? Of you?
Then the World of Darkness had Warriors of Darkness in it. In Final Fantasy III.
Enough.
Yeah, fair enough, fair
Tired
enough.
of talking.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's gonna go to each Final Fantasy game. But yeah, no spoilers.
You know our cause. You know what is at stake. We are prepared to do whatever it takes. Are you?
If there is aught you would say, say it. Otherwise, begone. You have no friends here.
All things considered, we should be grateful to have survived that encounter. Do you think it could be true that to save their world, we must bring ruin to ours? No, it matters not. Such wanton destruction is beyond justification. Whatever their reasons, they must be stopped. To sacrifice the lost, it ends here. Nice. How much longer is left in 3.4? Like, should I finish 3.4 or should we just go ahead and do War and Triad? Like, we got a dungeon done, so I feel like that's usually like the bulk of the patch, right? I've just started 3.4. That is true. There's a lot left. Okay. And we should probably get started on War and Triad, yeah. If we're gonna do it. It's already 9:45. We're probably not gonna get through all of it tonight. Unless it's really quick. Nova. Nice. All right. It's too bad we don't do the cloud victory anymore because we don't have the big two-hander. Dark Knight has the cloud victory pose. First duty I do is a gunbreaker. I accidentally yeah, I did. That's true. It's just so easy to hit it. Look at these guys. Blathius Spine Containment Bay, S1T7. First to the 3.
Disabling Sephiroth's restraints now. Good luck.
Sephiroth? Sephiroth. So close. Okay, look at this guy. I'm gonna let Kabar take this one. He's a Dark Knight. Cool. Okay. You have a limit. Boss have a limit break? And the beginning, and in the beginning. Okay. Look at this guy all of a sudden. All right. What that blue area means. Alright. You don't remember much about them? That seems hard. I'm gonna go pick up the next quest, I guess. I think I just like defeated like a god and I was like calmly walking out. Alright, where's the next one? Mechanic explanation: the blue circles are knockback indicators. Kills anyone that's inside the circle and knocks them back out away around the circle. You did it. I've seen you in action before, but I never can see anything that big. My legs kept telling me to run, but I just couldn't tear myself away. I don't think I blinked once during the whole battle. A hero, tried and true. If only I had possessed such strength. Stola, this is Kryl. Icon eliminated. Oh, if only you could have seen it. Ilham gave Sephiroth the mother of all rude awakenings. And your distraction was perfect. We encountered not a single Imperial soldier. Yes, understood. Let's swap tails at the Rising Stones then. Why are we leaving? The next one's here. On our path to the control chamber, we discovered a number of dormant thralls. It would seem the machines that preserved their forms also held them in a state of torpor. We need not fear them summoning their deity anew. In short, our work here is done, for the present at least. Let's go home, shall we? Orange pillars with the zigzag lines are another type of tower, similar to the falling orb ones. At least one person needs to stand in each one. Okay. Reason we go back between each is because there are multiple in real life months between trial. Yeah, I get that. Your senses are sharp, young one. I am Regula von Hydrus, legatus of the 7th Legion. It would seem that that damnable woman and her accomplice have led me a merry dance through the thickest of this infernal island's defenses. To think that I pursued them. I shall withdraw for now, my lesson learnt. I doubt it. You Garleans never learn. You covet the means to enslave primals, but in your headlong dash to control that which you do not understand, you show less wisdom than the very beast tribes that summon them. I have no interest in crossing blades with children. Live, grow strong, and mayhap one day you will warrant my attention. It's interesting that Final Fantasy XIV has like set indicators for each of the mechanics. That means when a new boss comes out, you don't need to learn any new mechanics. You just need to like figure out what order it throws the mechanics you already know at you, I guess. I looked back and you weren't there. Did something happen? Not of consequence. I mistook a shadow for a man. Gotcha. So what are you hiding beneath that mask of yours? A longing for hope? An appetite for power? A lingering sense of regret? And do I detect a desire to test your strength against a certain hero? Is that what your gifts tell you? No. No, those are just wild guesses, but I wonder if some of few of my words didn't strike close to the mark. Or mayhap more than a few. Be at ease, Uncle Hai. I have no supernatural ability to read minds. The echo simply allows me to comprehend, regardless of language, that which a fellow would have me know. You need not mask your heart as you do your countenance. That was a performance then, a ruse to uncover my true nature. I see. I shall have to keep my wits about me. Okay. Oh, we still have another quest to continue that one. I'll finish that up. Alright, back to the Rising Stones. We didn't actually finish the quest line for Void Arc. Nidhogg's Rage. Okay. Fly through this one real quick. Okay. He writes a little song about Nidhogg. Nidhogg's Rage now accessible. That's another thing that's kind of different in WoW. In WoW, most dungeons just unlock based on your level. You don't generally need to do a quest to unlock any dungeons. There are like raids and stuff. A lot of times there'll be like some kind of attunement or something to get it unlocked, but like just dungeons at the right level. That's about it. It's just already unlocked. Yeah. So Warrior of Light. How did it feel to strike down so great a foe? You must tell me more of the experience once our meeting with your colleagues is concluded. Also probably because like they're not often that they send you into a dungeon as part of like a story. Dungeons are kind of just optional. There's like WoW has a lot of like different ways to level, just like 14 does, and they just kind of consider them different ways to level, right? Through thine all-surpassing skill at arms, we now take our first step into ridding this star of the warring triad's baleful presence. And in such wise do we lessen the burden bequeathed unto us by the vainglory Allag. Know, however, that the two icons which remain are thought equal in might to Sephiroth, and may yet exceed him. Ere thou proceed, I would counsel thee to marshal thy strength and give careful thought to thy preparation. What's that, guys? Assuming the Garleans afford us luxury of time, even now they grasp for the means to dominate primals, blind to the technology's potential for calamity. My master taught me that the entity known as Sephiroth was the world's first sacred tree, elevated to godhood by the belief of its worshippers. There's no power more fearsome than that born of unconditional faith and unbending ideal. It is plain your master found you in a willing student. Tell me, was it he who taught you of Allagan technology's potential for calamity, or are those your own words? That's but a figure of speech, nothing more. with like saying Sephiroth, which okay, like so like one of the warring triad, like the demon or the fiend or whatever, they've named Sephiroth, was like one letter off of Sephiroth, and then said that it was a tree that was worshipped and turned evil, which is like almost X-Death. Like that's like is that like a catch-all or like I don't know. When last we met, I thought I caught a glimpse of the boy behind the mask. It would seem that your defenses are firmly back in place. Wait, I think Sephiroth is just like a mythological thing, right? Like, yeah, it's from Kabbalah, right? I think. I don't know. I've heard of it before, but anyways, I've heard the name before. But must you persist with this infuriating veil of secrecy? I, for one, would very much like to know who this master of yours is, amongst other things. As long as our purposes align, what matter my affiliation? It matters a great deal. I do not ask out of idle curiosity. If we are to fight as comrades, we need to be able to trust each other. On which note, I should apologize for my earlier trickery. It was merely an attempt to get to the heart of the enigmatic companion. Truth be told, I was rather glad you reacted as you did. No person of your age has any business being calm and aloof all the time, which, much as you might wish to be. Anyway, we best be off. Do send word if there are any further developments. Companion now, am I? Uncle Han is definitely interesting. Something there. Two of them. Fate of the Stars. Uncle Han is preoccupied with the threat of the 6th Legion. A troubled warrior of light. The 6th Legion did not surrender its pursuit of elegant technology. While it is true that the 6th suffered heavy losses in an attempt to breach Alisla's defenses, the Legion is still very much a force to be reckoned with. Left to his own devices, it will not be long before the Legatus moves to... Hey, excuse the interruption, but a call to this link pearl can only come from one of your fellow scions. Archon Stoll, what news? You are quite certain they have broken through. Yes, of course, we shall leave immediately. It would seem the thing I feared most has come to pass. The Garleans have succeeded in dispelling the barrier gildedJ placed upon the entrance to the research facility. We must intercept and destroy them before they acquire the means to control the primal entities. Archon Stoll requests that we assemble at the scene of the intrusion. Pray depart at once. I will join you when I have informed the other scions of this development. Is it a gift for me? I have something for you, Warrior of Light. During our expedition to banish Sephiroth, I came across a certain relic. I believe it would be best put to use in your hands. It is an elegant device of the kind used to store information. In this case, the record of a furious conflict that took place on the shores of Mericidia, between the Icon Sephiroth and the forces of Alag. Should you present this tombstone to the verification node outside the Triad control, the node systems will analyze the various aspects of the conflict and create for you a false icon against which you can train. Consider it a sort of mock battle that presumes Sephiroth who has broken free of his shackles. If I understand the workings correctly, the node should also be capable of manifesting a far stronger incarnation of the icon. This would mimic the catastrophic consequences were Sephiroth to ever absorb an additional source of energy, say, by defeating another member of the Warring Triad. A compelling challenge for a warrior of your ability, yes? You need not possess Mistress Kryle's knowledge of Allergan technology to begin this particular battle. Simply present the tombstone to the node on the flagship and then follow the orb's instructions. I hope the experience brings you valuable insight, Warrior of Light. So this is like EX mode or something. Okay. EX mode, yeah. Hey, Deathly Placebo, how's it going? Pretty well, man. We're knocking out the last little bit of Heavensward content as we prepare to get into Stormblood sometime next week, probably. Oh, and thanks for the subscription, Deathly Placebo. I almost didn't notice right away. It was like your message was part of the sub. Damn. Thanks for subscribing, Deathly. When did the party get disbanded? I'm not sure. Down below me. Interesting. Wait, we go inside? Maybe? Come over here? Is this an entrance? You're back, Elheim. Oh, did you tell me you brought me a new nacelle? I am still enjoying 14. It's a functional nacelle. If I ever saw one, this will do the trick. I'm sure of it. Auto-detecting newly installed nacelle. Nacelle detected. Reinitializing system settings. Initialization complete. Welcome to Azazla, Master Wedge and Mistress Elheim. Gilly, could it be you? The very same, Master Wedge. Running an optimal efficiency thanks to my full body overhaul in approximately... My first full body overhaul in approximately 5 millennia. You really are too kind. And that's my sweet little girl. Why, after all of this you did for us, this was the least we could do. That's fine, Placebo, man. You don't gotta make every stream. You know? I stream a lot. Like, it would be hard for you to be at every one of them. You know? I've got a favor to ask you, Elheim. This might sound silly, but I want you to take Gilly with you on your adventures. I want you to see that there's more to our world than this etheric waste she's called home for a few thousand years. Yes, I'd say our little girl's done enough guidance. From this day forward, she's an accompaniment node, and with you, she's going where no node has gone before. Okay. There's like another minion. Yeah. Cool. I see we're the first to arrive. No matter, your colleagues should be here anon. They were wise indeed to keep this area under surveillance. Had the Garleans slipped by unnoticed, I dare not think what of the consequences. Archon Ishtola set forth for Azazla when it became apparent the Legatus was attempting to breach the barrier, and arrived here to find that he had succeeded. We must hope that he is yet to find his prize. Thanks, Placebo. We love having you here, man. Well met, Uncle Hai. And thank you for answering my summons so swiftly, Elheim. We should all be glad of your presence should we meet the 6th Legion, as seems all but certain. As you may be aware, that this facility houses some of Alleg's most advanced technology. Accordingly, gildedJ sought to deny the Empire easy ingress by weaving a ward of singular potency. Not singular enough, it would seem. I would be surprised if the Legatus had not reached the core laboratories already. It's passing strange. I wove the ward in accordance with the most closely guarded teachings of the Archmages of Sharlayan. Nary was left to chance. Not. It is well known that the children of Garlemald have no talent for arcane manipulation, nor hath the Empire more than a cursory knowledge of sorcery, that they should succeed in unraveling in so complex a skein of magecraft and with such surpassing swiftness is passing strange. That it is, gildedJ, 'tis a mystery for another day. Archon Ishtolo has the right of it. Before all else, we must move to safeguard the knowledge which enabled the Allegans to harness primal energies. Of particular concern is the Genesis expression, an etherochemical formula that allowed the scholars of yore to create some substance from nothingness. I know of no such formula. Whence came you by this information? From your enigmatic master, perchance? He did furnish me with that morsel, yes, and knowing exactly which prize the Legatus now seeks enables us to predict his position. Do you not see? We've been gifted the perfect opportunity to remove the head from the entire Legion. I didn't think you quite so bloodthirsty, Uncle Hai. Surely safeguarding secrets should take precedence over slaying Legatuses. Prial sentiments reflect my own, yet there are two objectives need not be mutually exclusive. What say you, gildedJ? gildedJ? Forgive me, my thoughts are bound up in the idle imaginings. In answer to thy question, my lady, I am content to be led by thee in this matter. Oh yeah, so Placebo, I don't know how much you've missed lately, but like, so Deshire did a lot of Final Fantasy VII this weekend. She's just outside of Junon and Fort Condor is where she stopped. Right, I've enabled the facility's teleporter, shall we? And I've been following after her in my own Final Fantasy VII playthrough, modded with the new threat mod, and I am just outside of Shinra headquarters, about to head up into Shinra. I'm trying to stay behind her, but like catch up with her each week, so that when she starts, we're at the same place. You dwell on the matter of the barrier. I do, verily. 'Twas a warding spell of labyrinthian intricacy, the brainchild of the head of the students of Baldessian himself. Even the most learned Archon would require several moons to disentangle such an enchantment. To do so in mere bells would require some preternatural power akin to the very echo itself. It was interesting. Let's see, I'm still working my way through East Memories of Celceta. I'll probably get back to that a little bit tomorrow. The plan right now is tomorrow is more East Memories of Celceta and catching up to Deshire and Final Fantasy VII. So that should be fun too. Okay. Operate the terminal. Now we got a duty here. Haven't seen Des do any Final Fantasy VII, nor you in the modded play, been meaning to get distracted. Did make some bomb-ass taco soup though, okay. Yeah, Karen, I'm working on unlocking the next part of Warring Triad, I think. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm in the quest line coming from Uncle Hai, so I assume this is leading towards the next part of Warring Triad. Got myself a little bit of a mini single-player dungeon here. I just unlocked Gunbreaker tonight. If you want to catch up on our Final Fantasy VII playthroughs, they are on YouTube. The first part of mine is already up there. The first part of hers is already up there, and before we play again, the rest of them will be up there too. So you can always check those out. Whoa, Deathly with the gift subs! Dude. Deathly Placebo. Dude. Thank you so much. Where am I even going? I'm going this way, I assume. What was that? 5 gift subs? Thank you very much, man. Oh, I should mention that too. You haven't been around for the planning, but me and Desshire, been quite a month for gift subs. Indeed. Deathly, I believe, is given the most. We had 1 or 2 other viewers who've also been giving them out, which has been, I mean, I feel blessed, you know? I can't fight this guy. Hide the onwards. I need no assistance. Okay, fair enough. He says he's got it, guys. Speaking of, Desshire and I have sending y'all some love. Enjoy helping to grow streams, and you consider this channel growing in the I love it, man. Thank you. Speaking of, in the name of the Emperor, Desshire and I are working on a plan right now for 2 weeks from yesterday, so April 3rd. On the, not next Saturday, but the following Saturday is my birthday. So we are going to be doing a birthday stream where I'm going to stream like all day, like 24 hours. All right. And Desshire is coming up with all kinds of plans for what we can do that day. We're going to do we're going to do some giveaways. We're going to do, she's got a whole slew of rewards that she wants to set up for like subs. So like if we reach certain sub goals, we'll do certain things which she's coming up with. And I mean she's been, I don't even know everything she's planning, but I know she's got decorations for up in here and like for the green screen and stuff. I know she purchased a full body monkey suit, which I believe is probably one of the sub goals. She mentioned smashing my face into a cake, which seems interesting, or putting makeup on me, which seems what? But we also we're gonna have some games to give away. We're just gonna use like some Steam games. It'll be like, it won't be a specific game. It'll be like game of your choice up to a certain dollar amount kind of thing. We're gonna do a giveaway. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun for sure. Oh, I should probably get under the shield, huh? I'm fine. I'm a tank. We'll be fine. Should have gotten you a Moogle suit. Well, we got the whole monkey thing going on here, right? We got the monkey hat, you know. Full body monkey suit and cake smashing. Yeah, it should be fun. It's gonna be my birthday, so you know, it'll be a fun stream. And like I say, it's gonna be a 24-hour stream. We're still coming up with what we're gonna play during that time. I'll probably do some Zelda because that's like my favorite games, but we're probably gonna be switching games, you know, a lot during the day. So we'll see how it goes. We are playing a lot of Final Fantasy games lately. We've been working on getting through the whole Final Fantasy series. And some of those games in the Final Fantasy series, Desshire has devoted herself to playing on it. So she's doing 7, obviously. I'm doing 9. She wanted to do 9, but 9's my favorite Final Fantasy, so I took 9. But Deshire's planning on doing, I've already done 8. Deshire's planning on doing 10 and 10 too. She's already claimed those. But I mean, we've been working through the entire Final Fantasy series, and I'm devoted to trying to get that done this year. 14 done, and all the rest of them in that huge list down there. I'm trying. What day is this again? It is going to be April 3rd. Not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday. Just about 2 weeks from now. After Legatus. Yeah, I know Endwalkers comes out. Right now I'm focused on getting to the end game before Endwalker. You know? And still they come. And it shouldn't be trouble at all to get through the end of Endwalker by the end of the year. I wouldn't think. Press on, Elheim, I will handle this. Unless it comes out at like Christmas or something, you know? And probably sometime next year we'll get like 16, and I'll play that when it comes out too. But that's a different thing, right? Either before Endwalker drops, let's get you some mounts, do some savage raids. I have exposed the bones of their work, now to extract the marrow. Alert has been set. Prepare to deal with your antics. From sober to fully blasted. Oh, I'm ready for it. Let's see. It'll be fun, man. I'd love to have you there. Even in the moment of my triumph, you persist in your misguided crusade. So be it. I shall present my prize to the Emperor alongside your head. I'm writing a program to like track who's in the chat at any given moment, because I'm working on like a system for our giveaway we're going to be doing on April 3rd. So the system that I'm trying to come up with is, first of all, at first I wanted to do only subs can win, but apparently I'm not allowed to do that. You go figure. But instead, oh, 1 second. Let me focus a little bit here. I guess I could give a little bit of focus to fighting the Empire's, Legatus, right? Let's not pretend he's easy. Oh, he is. This is pretty cool duty. This is like a little mini dungeon, like a mini solo dungeon. I like it.
Can you withstand this?
I can withstand anything you can throw at me, bud.
There is nowhere to run. Can you withstand this?
I really don't give a crap about whatever it is I'm having to withstand from you, dude. Is that it? You done? My weapons inhibitors exist for a reason. I will not lose. Oh, okay, if you say so. Cerulean servant. Cerulean servant? Oh, God damn it, Jay, why did you do that? I just made this more interesting. I dropped my health down to nothing. Let's heal ourselves a little bit.
Enough.
I gotta move that button where it's harder to hit. I have an ability that drops my health to 1, but then makes me immune for like 8 seconds. But like dropping my health to 1 without a healer seems really dumb. In a fight, it could be really awesome because I can be like, I'm immune, you can't kill me, and then the healers can get me up in those 8 seconds, but still. Elheim. The Tombleith is unbreached then. One of my defensive cooldowns is a regen. Oh, that's right, Minus. Thank you. I have all these new abilities and I'm still learning them. When Des starts Final Fantasy X and X-2, you'll likely have to pay you to stay off the stream. You love both. Dude, I want you here, man. I ain't gonna pay you crap. You're gonna stuck here. Dude, we like having you here. Why would I pay to get rid of you? Kryle. You hear that, Des? She just went by. I don't think she heard me. My wounds will not slow my blade. My wounds will not slow my blade. Should you seek to bar my path, and you would slay me, no doubt, but it would be your final act. You plan to make enough puns to make you eat those words? Impossible! I will pun right back at you, sir. Hey, Des. What madness afflicts your Orsian fools? The Empire but desires a... Placebo says that when you start Final Fantasy X and X-2, that we're going to have to pay him to get him away from the stream because he loves the game so much. He just resubbed for his 2nd month and gifted another 5 subs today. Wow. Yeah. I told him he's got to save some of that mojo for the birthday stream, but we appreciate all of it. Yeah.
In fact, now you're getting within the realm of where another emote slot is actually not as far as...
I think we get another emote in 12 more subs, maybe? Something like that.
I don't know, you guys should check again, but...
Your special brand of punishment. He said he's gonna plan enough puns to make me eat my words. Because I told him that we wouldn't want to get rid of them. Anyways, okay. What madness afflicts you in the Orsian fools? The emperor but desires a means to shackle the icons and their destructive appetites. Why do you rail against your own salvation? It is not for man to wield such power. The primal energy your emperor seeks would contain would be a kindling waiting for a spark. Forget not the white raven, the goddess. Like thee, he presumed to wield the power of Alag and invited the calamity in so doing. This star's fate is too important to be decided by any one man, a warmongering savage least of all. Have care, boy, you speak of my emperor. I wonder if we're ever going to fight the emperor, and if he's going to be like Final Fantasy II emperor when we get to him, you know? But dying here in defense of his honor will not further his cause. I have to think that we will, and the only reason I say that is because by the time we get to Endwalker, from the pictures that have been unavoidably thrust at me, we're heading to like the moon to deal with the Ascians or something. Which tells me that we're not worried about the Empire at the moment, maybe. Like, maybe we deal with the Empire in Shadowbringers. That's my current theory. And don't tell me, I don't want to be spoiled, but like, all the plot so far for leading up to Stormblood seems to be focused on the Warriors of Darkness. And Empire kind of held a back seat throughout Heavensward. I feel like by Shadowbringers, we're going to have to deal with the Empire. Like we're building up to it, and it feels like in Endwalker, like we're done with them. That, or maybe the Empire joins with the Ascians and they're part of the whole thing. I don't know. I really don't know, but like I'm looking forward to fighting this Emperor. Yeah, don't say, obviously. I'm just thinking, you know. But dying here in defense of his honor will not further his cause, yeah. Okay. What if the Empire strikes back? What then? Well, then the Jedi will have to return? Is our Jedi in this game? We get near. I know that. It's close enough, right? Then we can become as gods. Well, I appear not to be dead. Ow! Speaking of which, I think I saw like Square, or I think Nier itself, like put out like a tweet today that was like, become as gods, become as gods, become as gods. And, like they made a song or something. Cryo. I love that part of the game. I may have cracked a rib or two, but I'll be fine, honestly. Our foes gave no quarter. Had Uncle High stinted in his defense of thee, thou may be certain thy hurts will be far worse. I'm waiting to find out who this guy in the mask is and who his master is. We'll find out by the end of this, hopefully. Or probably not till the end, right? Like the third one. I could do no less, Mistress Kryal is here at my behest after all. The secrets of Alag are safe for the present, though 'tis doubtful the Legatus will return to Gardermold till the prize he coveteth lie in his grasp. Then we must redouble our efforts to protect this place. Kryal and I will place additional seals upon the Tumlith. Instead of a monolith, it's like a tomolith, monolith, tomolith. Uncle High. Did you just make up a word? Is that actually a word? I appreciate you staying at my side. Thank you. Twas not. Oh, please. There's a good deal more than that, and you know it. Now, let me help you. When a woman thanks you for saving her life, the customary response is, "You're welcome." You're welcome. Awesome. So yeah, so tomorrow we're gonna get back to East Memories of Celceta and Final Fantasy VII. New threat. I'm gonna try and finish catching up with Deadshire tomorrow night. You know, starting at 8 p.m. Final Fantasy 7 before 8 p.m. East. I really need to try and push into Memories of Celceta though. I think like I feel like Final Fantasy. I feel like East Memories of Celceta is like they took an old game and they remade it, and they didn't really add any story, but they made the game really long. So like it's kind of dragging a bit. Like the story, we're like 8 hours in, 9 hours in, and the story hasn't really started yet. So I really just need to like push into it and get that game going, I think. But we'll get there. We'll get there. It might be a bit of a rough spot on our progression through the East series. We're kind of at the middle right now, right? Because we did Origin 1 and 2, and we did Felghana, and now we're on Celceta, right? And then after that we have 7, 8, and 9, and 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we've done 4 of them. There's 4 of them after this. This is like the middle child of the series, right? Speaking of East, all of East Origins is up on YouTube now, and East 1 and 2 are coming out this week. Felghana should be coming out the following week, and then it's slowly catching back up with the stream. I'm putting out like 1 VOD a day, basically. I'm trying to keep Final Fantasy 7 like 2 days or so after we stream it. It shows up on there. Those are coming out pretty fast. In fact, I think either tonight or tomorrow-ish, the YouTube should be caught up with the real, like the current. Hyunjae, are the new wards already in place? My colleagues yet toil upon their enchantments. I come unto thee in secret, that I might question the outside their hearing. Question me. I would speak with the one who undid my subtlest magecraft. He who invited an imperial legatus into this facility in the hopes of engineering the man's demise at the hands of the warrior of light. Catching up on your Critical Role? Only another 5 to 6 episodes? Wow, dude, I am so far behind on Critical Role. I love Critical Role, but it's so hard to find time to watch it when I spend so much of my free time streaming. Sometimes I'll put it on at work, like on a third monitor or something, so I can listen to it. But then the problem comes that like after like 30 minutes of that, I notice that I've stopped working and I'm just watching Critical Role, and then I'm like, okay, well, I can't do this. It's like too engaging to listen to and work for me. Like some things I can listen to and work, but with Critical Role, I'm like, you know, like the programming stops. All right. You accuse me of masterminding this day's events. The plan may have been thy master's, but the deed was thine. Thou didst lure the legatus of the 6th Legion into a trap from which he was not intended to emerge. 'Tis plain to me now that thy seeming opportunism was in proposing his elimination was feigned, and that his death was the object of thy plan from the first. And you have proof of this. Thine own words betrayed thee. Thou didst speak of the Empire's desire to claim the Genesis expression, the existence of which even the learned Mistress Kryl was ignorant. Whence then did the legatus come by such definitive knowledge? And then there is the matter of mine unraveled ward. None save one possessed of otherworldly gift could have so swiftly effected its dissolution. Know thee of another blessed with such. Assuming thy accusations have merit, what then? Full many times and oft doth the pursuit of truth lead men down darkened path. I take no issue with thy purpose, but 'tis but thy method I would call into question. In the Garlean Empire we have common foe. Hast thou deigned to share thine interventions with Elheim and Mistress Kryl? Hast thou deigned to share thine intentions with Elheim or Mistress Kryl? Hast thou? Hadst thou? Yeah. Oof. Okay. 'Tis like that we would have closed the trap with less risk to life and more success. You should have told us what your plan, dude. I sought to use the most dangerous secrets of Alleg as bait. Who amongst you would agree to such a reckless plan? None, and with good cause. Irrespective, thou wert remiss in thy duty to thy comrades. I note with some disappointment in the matters concerning the primals and those who would control them, the cold rationality upon which thou so pridest thyself is conspicuous by its absence. Know that the salvation of this star is an end too vast for any of us to accomplish alone. Shouldst thou fail to trust thy comrades, I foresee thy actions precipitating some terrible misfortune. Urianger is like, I'm gonna use the biggest, most confusing words, man. Indeed. Uncle High's like, one word's enough. That's why you watch it at night before you go to bed. The only problem is last night you wanted to go to sleep at 10. You ended up going, yeah, at 4. Yeah, I've been there, man. My sincerest apologies, Elheim. Urianger is correct in his suspicions. It was I who orchestrated this encounter with the Empire. I would ask that thou forgive for Uncle High is this transgression, and keep mention of it from Mistress Kryle. It would be a pity if one foolish decision to wither their budding camaraderie ere it had a chance to bloom. Hey, the Bearded Blake Show! What's up, man? How's it going? How's life? How's streaming? What's going on? My wife did finish Danganronpa 2. Yes. Yes, she did. You have thoughts. Thought away, man. Yeah, we've moved on to Final Fantasy VII for now. Danganronpa, Ultra Despair Girls, and V3 are in our future, but undisclosed date, right? Okay, here we go. You have thoughts. What the fuck did you just witness? Oh man, I've gone through it 3 times now. Once myself, once watching Co-Carnage go through it, and now once watching Dez go through it. So I feel like I'm prepared to answer your questions if you need to. It tore your heart to shreds. Yeah. Let me try and finish this little dialogue. We're gonna get to this. All right, there you are, you rotten idler. When Ishtola realized we were struggling with the wards alone, she was absolutely livid. Never mind the warring triad. I have awoken Archon Ishtola's tempestuous wrath. In supplicant mood shall I return at once, and there atone for mine indolence. The only question is why Chiaki. Oh, yeah. Okay, are you at the end, or like how far? You're all the way at the end, or just at the Chiaki part? Oh, you finished it. Okay. Come, Elheim. It is time we return to the Rising Stones. Well, Chiaki's fine. That's okay. Chiaki's okay. That's true. She's just like she's just like Alter Ego. In fact, she considers Alter Ego her brother. You know, so but yeah. I mean, she's just as real as Usami and Monokuma and Alter Ego were. But yeah, you're right. Whenever she talks about her father, you know, she's talking about the Ultimate Programmer from Part 1, and her brother is Alter Ego. Her sister is Usami, right? I gotta figure out how to get to this thing. Like lower down, maybe we go around and just straight down there. It's just right there, maybe. Then we gotta go back to the Rising Stones. From above? Oh, that's what I was thinking. It's like right here, and there's like, I gotta find, oh, right here. Here it is. Okay, this should just unlock EX mode, right? I'm not gonna do EX mode, or it's not right now. We might come back and do it later. It's not in my plans for Heavensward. You know, like, it may be at some point, it might be like, let's do all the extremes, or let's farm extremes or something. I don't know. But we just want to make sure it's unlocked. All right, back to the Rising Stones. I don't know what to expect for Ultra Despair Girls or V3. I've played the beginning of V3, so I have a little bit of knowledge of that one, but like, I need to watch the animes for Danganronpa. So that solo duty came out in the patch between first and second trial. Okay. The solo duty was cool. Like, it was almost like a little solo dungeon, basically. It was like a little half dungeon that you do by yourself. I liked that. I wish all the duties were like that extensive, you know? So not all duties are created equal, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, some duties are really cool, and then some duties are just like a short fight. Which makes sense. Yeah, like you made me farm the Realm Reborn primal mounts. Yeah, exactly. You mentioned back in ARR they get way better solo duties in later expansions. I'm looking forward to that. Once again, I must apologize for acting without your consent or counsel. As a gesture of repentance and as a sign of good faith, allow me to share something of myself with you. As Rion J suggested, I possess the gift of the Echo, though it is of a nature different than yours. Regardless, I would use my gift for the self-same purpose, the salvation of this star, and nothing poses a greater threat to the world than the proliferation of primal harnessing technology. This I know only too well. Because, okay, he said it's the Echo, but different? The Echo, but different. Does that mean that he's, like, tied to a primal? Or is he, like, the Echo, but it was given to me by Zodiark? Like what does that mean, the Echo, but different? I don't know. That's suspect. Like, I don't know what to think about that. I don't know what to think about that at all. What I am about to divulge... Oh shit, I skipped the text. No! Is there a way to see what he said? He's like, what I'm about to divulge is... Blah, 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 blah. Shit. I feel like a... Oh well. So armed, these heroic souls conquered god after god, oblivious to their weapons' fatal imperfection, its propensity to bleed primal energies. The event chat log? Thank you. But first of all, I want to back up here. I possess the gift of the Echo, though it is of a nature different from yours. Yeah, I'm sure his is important too. This line though, this line's something. All right, let's go back here. What I'm about to divulge concerns the fate of another star entirely. On this other world, a magic was devised that allowed the realm's champions to use a stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals. Excuse me? Is he talking about Final Fantasy? Is he talking about Ivalice? Using Auracite to contain summons, that's tactics, that's 12. Right? So armed, these heroic souls conquered god after god, oblivious to their weapons' fatal imperfection. It's like Auracite is only the only Final Fantasies that use the word Auracite are Tactics and 12, I think. Like the other ones call it other things, right? In 6, you had Magicite, which was like a primal, not primal, a summon died and it could become like a Magicite that you could use to summon it and learn spells and stuff. But Auracite is Ivalice. Alright. So armed, these heroic souls conquered god after god, oblivious to their weapons' fatal imperfection, its propensity to bleed primal energies. And with each victory, the heroes change, transforming at last into fiends of endless appetite. That's tactics. Insatiable in their hunger for Aether, they ultimately went to war. They're talking about the original heroes from Tactics, they're talking about the original Zodiac Braves, aren't they? Auracite was used to steal Ascians in A Realm Reborn in Heavensward. I know that, but I'm saying they're saying another star, right? Like he said that the fate of another star, and on that world, magic was devised that allowed the realm's champions to use a stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals. And then he's saying that these heroes slowly changed, transformed into fiends of endless appetite, insatiable hunger. Like in Final Fantasy Tactics, first of all, the Lucavi, which are basically demons or primals, right? The summons of that game. Actually, they're not the summons of that game. I should be more specific. They were the summons of Final Fantasy XII, which is a prequel to that game, right? In Tactics, they are contained in the Zodiac Stones, which are Auracite. Okay, so in Tactics, the Lucavi are demons that are contained in Auracite. In 12, which is a prequel to it, where you also have Auracite and Nethicite and all that, they were the summons, like they were your summons. So they're primals, right? So primals contained in Auracite. In Tactics, the backstory, not the story of the game, but the story of the history of the world, was that there were these great legendary heroes, right? And there were like 12 of them, and they fought alongside the legendary hero whose name I can't remember, but anyways, it's actually the Lucavi, and it's the bad guys and everything, right? And during the course of Tactics, the bad guys are all using this Auracite to use the powers of these Lucavi, and the Lucavi slowly corrupt them, take them over, and turn their bodies into fiends, and just kind of basically subsume the powers of the human. And they are fiends of endless appetite, like Kuklain and all of them, insatiable in their hunger. And they went to war, yeah. And then they're working to bring back their god or whatever. Over the stars, ever-dwindling life force. That almost sounds like 7. And fought until there was nothing left. And thus, as urianger so astutely observed, when I am faced with those who rush to embrace power unchecked, I lose all semblance of rationality. So this guy is talking about an alternate world, right? Like, are you from there? Are you from the same world as the Warriors of Darkness, perhaps? Actually, no. They said their world, they completely just won and light took over, right? He's talking about a world that, like, maybe darkness. Maybe he's talking about the darkness one. I don't know. Note that my master too cares deeply about the fate of this star. I am his servant, his instrument, sent here to ensure that the same tragedy does not consume another world. So they're from another world. Okay. Okay. It's gonna be interesting when we play 12, like, since we've just so recently played Tactics, and we know nowadays that 12 is a prequel to Tactics, right? There's very little ties between them, honestly. Like, the maps don't really match up. They're so far apart in time that the characters don't match up. They don't even have the same races. Somehow, between 12 and Tactics, like the Viera and the Banga and all of them, like, die off or something. We don't know. But in Tactics, the Lucavi are the summons from 12, and in Tactics, you have like these ruins of these mechanical cities and airships and stuff, like Rabanastre and, you know, the airships of the Sky Pirates and stuff. But like they're ruins in Tactics. What was this? What does this look? What is this? Sure. What are you doing, Nova? All right, let's continue. Balance unto all. What is this? Urgent news to share on the current state of the Warring Triad. Okay. Warrior of Light, if this world is to survive, we must needs move forward with our plan. Another pillar of the Warring Triad must be toppled. The question of which has already been answered. Following our encounter with the Legatus, Archon Ishtola detected erratic etheric waveforms emanating from the sector containing the icon Sophia, simply known as the Goddess. Sophia. Okay. Yeah, the Goddess one. Okay. In former times, such readings can only mean one thing. She is close to awakening. Let us return to Azazla forthwith and put an end to the primal deity, lest she rise again in all her terrible glory. Just looking forward to the level 70 raids. I mean, people have already hinted at me that that there is Ivalice raids. I know there's like near raids in Shadowbringers, right? And then there's like some sort of Evilise raid or Tactics or 12 or something raid in the next one, right? I don't know much more than that. I do know that when I look at the map, I've seen this. Like if I go to the question marks, Rabanastre and Orbo Monastery, like that's 12 and that's Tactics, right? So I mean that's, I'm looking forward to that. Like that's literally like one of the capital city in 12, and that's where a lot of the story goes down in Tactics. So I know that, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. All right, did we just unlock the duty? Did I already unlock the trial or whatever it is? No, I think I still need to go turn something in, right? Speak. Rendezvous on the flagship. Okay, yeah, we gotta go back over there again. I have to fly through Azislaw again. Yeah, I get the feeling we're gonna do this a couple more times. It's okay. Get through it. So it was written, so it shall be. I was thinking before about, I think you even asked the other day, like what order do you fight the Triad in 6? And the truth is, there's no order. You can fight them in any order, I believe. So there's an order to the how you fight the sections of Kefka, which are loosely sort of the same-ish kind of thing, but not the Triad themselves. You just fight in whatever order you want, more or less. It's each one of your, you split your group into 3 parties, and each party fights one of them. I should put like a teleporter up here. Like you have to fly so far up here. Come on, guys, install an Aetheryte. You know what I mean? We appear to be the first to arrive. Shall we await our colleagues here? Could the 6th Legion have returned? Elheim, Uncle High. We're under attack. Y'shtola and Urianger have engaged the foe not far from here. Okay. Look at these guys. First Demiurge. Ah, rarely is my shield thus tested. 'Twould seem the Alligans have not been lax in their recruitment. Second Demiurge. Think you so? Mayhap your arm merely withered whilst you lay idle. Still your tongues. We have stalled them long enough. There's 3 Demiurges, huh? Only come across that name like in Marvel Comics. There's a Demiurge. With scales in hand, the goddess shall arise and righteously cast off her cursed pall. That she, with wrathful Worm King at her side, might judge and thence bring balance unto all. Is this like her brawls or whatever? Hear my words in despair, Alligans. Our goddess has awoken. Your civilization has birthed the instruments of its own undoing. Interesting. It's well you are here, Elheim. I should like to know what our assailants were saying. You understood their words, did you not? Oh, you guys don't understand what they're saying? It was a Mericidian dialect. Mine ears do not deceive, though one which beareth scant resemblance to any spoken in recent times. As for our antagonist's meaning, I do gladly defer to those blessed with the echo. So the echo translates for you, huh? Cool. The one with the shield seems to think we were all Allagans. You recited what sounded like a verse of prophecy and then claimed that their goddess is awoken. Is that about right, Elheim? And might we assume that this deity of theirs is the very icon we've come to topple? Aye, from their tongue and their words and their attire, 'tis like that our antagonists were Mericidian, thralls of the goddess Sophia and... Goddess Sophia. Victims of Allagan's incursions. Like, Goddess Sophia is making me think of freaking Xenogears. Like, the fact that they named her that. As if Cryo claimeth... If, as Cryo claimeth, they thought us agents of Allag, 'tis little wonder that they sought to bring us low. You suggest that Sophia's servants have been liberated from their containment, and we have no choice but to accept word of her awakening as truth. Gods help us, the Warring Triad have proven formidable enough when we've roused them with a fraction of their true strength. Should Sophia break free at the peak of her powers, Elheim and her friends won't stand a chance. Be fine. Let's be about it then. Elheim, Kryle, Unkelhai, the three of you will make directly for Sophia's containment facility. Urianger and I will do what we can to occupy the Icon's thralls. Okay. The little boy-looking person in the cabinet is Kryle. It's a girl. Mistress Kryle, do you perchance recall the words of the prophecy in its entirety? Let me see. I believe it was, with scales in hand, the goddess shall arise and righteously cast off her cursed pall, that she, with wrathful Worm King at her side, might judge and thence bring balance unto all. Not a child character, she's a Lalafell. They're all small. She's like a halfling. Although in Final Fantasy V, Kryle was a child character, to be fair. How old is she supposed to be in 5? I forget. Like 14? Yeah, 14. Yay, Nova! The goddess Sophia. If Faye comes out, I'm gonna freak out. That's all I'm saying. Like my Worm King Faye. Bong Wong. Alright, full party.
I leave the goddess in your capable hands. Just watch out for her worshippers.
Yeah, I got you, Mines. The goddess. Hello. Okay. I realize usually Ravana, Titan, Bismarck. Quasar.
Know you the full weight of death.
Okay.
To me, my faithful.
No, I can't move. Shit.
Come forth, scales of revelation. I would know the weight of your souls.
Fun. Oh, shit. Okay. You seen that coming?
Can you bring equilibrium? I shall tip back the balance.
Oh, shit.
Sin must be balanced with suffering.
This one, man. Oh shit. Wah wah.
The unenlightened come.
Well, I think we were already losing before I slipped and fell, but yeah, I guess so. In addition to the tethered scales on each side of the arena, whichever has more pillars will tip towards it. Okay.
Know you the full weight of death.
circle on the ground.
To me, my faithful. Come forth, scales of revelation.
Alright, so you're saying look at what?
I would know the weight of your souls. Can you bring
Whoa,
equilibrium?
what just killed us all?
I shall tip back the balance.
What killed everybody there?
The unenlightened come. Know you the full weight of death. To me, my faithful. Come forth, scales of revelation. I would know the weight of your souls.
I'll go through the frost, okay? Is the frost what killed us?
Can you bring
No, if I went through the frost.
I shall tip back the balance.
Shit.
Sin must be balanced with suffering.
What's that mechanic when the circle appears around you and starts shrinking like that?
Daughter, be the bearer of my wisdom.
shit. Oops. Oh, I'm just gonna keep doing that. At least I wasn't tanking. I need to move that damn ability. Oh, we beat her. That's what matters. Oh, man. And no party members. Well. GG too slow. It was like a purple circle that kind of like appeared and then slowly like gets smaller around the person. Sort of. It appeared around like 2 party members. I see the goddesses no more. Well done. Once Kryl and Uncle Hai have rejoined us, we may safely depart. One thing yet puzzles me, however. How did Sophia's servants come to wake from their slumber? I believe we may have the answer to that. We discovered the remains of Garlean's soldier in the adjacent sector in the containment facility. 'Tis like that the fool ventured too close to Sophia during the Empire's previous incursion and was enthralled for his troubles. I think some people had purple, some had white, and said something about balancing sin and divine, so the purple circle needed to find the white circle. Oh, okay. Another reminder is, if any were needed as to the incalculable threat posed by these beings, the goddess would not even have been conscious when she reclaimed the man's will, yet his mistake granted her the means to release her servants, and would have resulted in her own liberation had we not been on hand to intervene. Have you much wondered that the Icon's palm was capable of so effectively manipulating the facility's containment systems? How came he by such rarefied knowledge? That too is easily explained. During our investigation, Kryl discovered a subtle flaw in one of the mechanisms which held the goddess in check, a flaw which had plainly been added intentionally. Upon examining the facility's record of the period, we were able to piece together the story. It was a time towards the end of the Third Astral Era when the people of Mericidia faced extinction by the hands of the Allagan Empire. Sophia, a being of incomparable cunning, was said to have communicated certain plans to her servants through the medium of a trusted oracle. Following the oracle's instruction, they duly conspired with the rebel faction within Allag, who we believe agreed to tamper with the prison intended for Sophia. And then the goddess and her thralls chanced to be captured, though we suspect this had always been their plan. Indeed, the prison was situated at the heart of Allag, and we think they intended to attack the city from within. They would merely have had to wait for the rebels to exploit the weakness in their confines. But the conspirators dealing with the Mericidians were exposed before they could enact their plot, and all were summarily executed. It seems that the flaw itself remained undiscovered, however, and might have remained so until the end of days had it not been for the actions of the Archbishop and subsequently the Garleans. I cannot help but wonder what might have come to pass had their scheme been successful. Mayhap the answer lies in the prophecy. Kryl hath the right of it. Its words may have deciphered thus: the cursed Paul speaketh of Sophia's prison, from which she was supposed to emerge at the agreed hour. The Worm King, meanwhile, can be none other than the great Bahamut himself, then yet a prisoner, whom Goddess did intend to unleash upon Allag to set right the scales of justice. A foolhardy plan. Had it come to fruition, the two of them would surely have razed the realm. Neri would have been spared the devastation, the Mericidians' homeland included. Their home already stood on the brink of oblivion. Mayhap they wished for naught else but to purge the poison of Allag with primal fire. The tale teaches us that even the greatest of man's creation may yet be brought low by a single act of treachery. The Allagans were fooled to place their trust in technological bondage. To shackle such beings is but to delay the inevitable. Not save their total destruction shall free us from their menace. Let us return now to the Rising Stones and there consider the final step of this most needful task. I think the final step should be taking out the third one. Going out on them. The threat posed by this facility is far greater than you imagine. gildedJ and one not limited to the icons themselves. Sophia's remaining servants must be put down. Warning, deactivating stasis chamber systems will result in subject termination. Enter identification code to continue. I'm gonna kill all the followers, huh? Until next time, I guess. Identification code accepted. Subjects terminated. Interesting. Who are you? We're right there. Uh-huh. We just watched that happen. We're like, fair enough. Okay. Okay. Is Artemis, Warrior of Light? Archon Ishtola mentioned that there was a matter she wished to discuss. Well met, Elheim. You'll forgive me if I seem curt, but I would settle an account with our young friend. While conducting a final sweep of Sophia's containment facility, we discovered that all of her remaining thralls had perished in their stasis chambers. This was your doing? Aye, it was. I chose to act upon the knowledge revealed within the tombstone that we recovered. The true purpose of these prisons is far more horrifying than we first assumed. The Alligans were not simply observing the icons and siphoning away their energies, they were conducting experiments in preparation for a far more ambitious project. If you'll recall, both the Fiend and the Goddess were imprisoned within massive spherical structures. These spheres were prototypes which paved the way for the successful construction of an artificial celestial body. You speak of Dalamud. Aye, the Icon's cages are unmistakably of the same design as the Red Moon. To be plain, the research facility contains the seeds of 3 calamities which might feasibly be visited upon a chosen target. Eliminating one of them necessitated the destruction of the goddess's slumbering thralls, a distasteful task, unbefitting of one such as the Warrior of Light. Thus did I resolve to perform the deed myself. You have made your case, and 'tis apparent we are not in full possession of the facts. Nevertheless, your notion of what may or may not be expected of Elheim is presumptuous in the extreme. When the Warrior of Light chose to join the Scions, she did so in the knowledge that she would be required to face and destroy not only the Primals, but also their fanatical servants. That which you term a distasteful task is an essential part of our calling, a burden which every Scion is sworn to shoulder. I see. 'Twould seem I misjudged the depth of your resolve. No matter. Assuming I have made myself understood, we need not speak of it again. There is, however, one other subject which merits discussion. You determined that Sophia's thralls were awoken by a Garlean soldier who had somehow gained access to the containment area, did you not? If that is the case, it seems highly doubtful that the interloper wandered into such a dangerous part of the facility by chance. Dissidents within the Empire claim that the 6th Legion is rife with agents under orders to thwart the Legatus' mission by any means necessary. Lest you imagine that we have allies in Garlemald, I should clarify that the motive is wholly uncharitable. Regulus von Hydrus rose to the top of the Garlean military on merit alone, and is fiercely loyal to the Emperor for recognizing his efforts. His compeers, by contrast, rose to the favor of the established order and would accordingly do anything to see him fail. That they would be so reckless. You truly believe that the actions of these agents contributed to the recent crisis? Aye, and that they pose no less a risk to the realm than those loyal to the Emperor. Plainly, we must needs continue to do all in our power to prevent the technologies of Allag from falling from into the hands of man. On that point, at least, we have ever been of complete agreement. Okay. once again too. So one of these is going to be the EX version. Uncle High's request regarding the final icon of the Warring Triad. Greetings, Warrior of Light, but one pillar of Warring Triad remains, Zervan, the icon known as the Demon. According to the histories I have uncovered, this monstrous being was worshipped by a race of Mericidian beastmen. These creatures are the key to maintaining Zervan's manifestation, and we can be sure that many such thralls will be imprisoned somewhere within the research facility. It is imperative that we would determine their exact location as swiftly as possible. We dare not risk repeating the near disaster we suffered at the hands of Sophia's servants. As such, your fellow scions have already begun an exhaustive search, but there are several sectors which only you, Kryle, and I can enter without fear of enthrallment. Let us make our way to Azislaw forthwith and aid in the investigations. Give me another solo dungeon trial, maybe? I would like you to have this, Warrior of the Light. It is an elegant tombstone similar to the one we recovered after your victory over Sephiroth. The records contained within describe the goddess as the height of her power and will enable Azislaw's reality augmentation technologies to generate the idealized simulacrum of Sophia against whom to test your skills. From what I have been able to determine, this formed part of a greater trial intended to test Alleg's elite warriors. Quite how it will compare to the challenge presented by the Fiend's tombstone I cannot say. I suppose there's only one way to be certain. Visit the verification node on Azislaw and witness firsthand what awaited the champions of Eld. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to end a little early tonight, guys. I don't think we're gonna be able to finish Warring Triad today. Because I have to go to the dentist tomorrow, I cracked a tooth, I'm gonna have to start work a little early, which means I have to go to bed a little early. So, we're gonna call it here, I believe. And we will pick back up here on Wednesday. And on Wednesday, we're going to do the final Warring Triad and 3.4 and maybe even 3.5, depending on how many level 60 dungeons we decide to do along the way. Rip the tooth out with the car. How about no, Claro? How about no? I'm going to let the dentist do what he does, you know? That's why I got dental insurance, right? All right. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks again to Deathloop Acebo for all these subs. And I look forward to hopefully all of you guys being able to make it to our 24-hour stream on April 3rd. It's going to be a lot of fun. And thanks again for coming by. Tomorrow night we will be doing more Final Fantasy VII New Threat and more Ys Memories of Celceta. We'll likely catch up to Deadshire in Final Fantasy VII tomorrow night. So Tuesday will probably be Ys and maybe just Ys. Or maybe Ys and a little bit of Final Fantasy XIV, where we're gonna like work on our crafting some more, maybe, or maybe Ys and we work on Final Fantasy IX some more, because honestly we're still working our way through Final Fantasy IX. We've kind of put it to the side for 7, but if I'm caught up to Des and 7, maybe we'll do 9. We'll see. I'll figure it out as we go. But it's gonna be a fun week. So hope you guys can enjoy all of that. I'm gonna get off of here, get a couple more things up on YouTube, and then go to bed. So until next time. Bye.